watching a lot of King of the Hill lately, and I think it's a pretty solid show all around, but I do believe one of my favorite characters, Luann Platter, got underserved with her character trajectory in the series. In the very first episode, the first thing we hear is the gents talking about what might be wrong with Hank's truck. Later, Luann, in tears, tells her aunt and uncle her mom is in jail and their trailer got repossessed, so she'll need somewhere to stay. Hank privately tells Peggy they need to find a way to get Luann out of the house, but he seems to rethink this when Luann tells Hank she figured out the problem with his truck and she fixed it. It isn't until episode 4 that we find out Luann wants to work in the beautification field for a living, and she's having trouble braiding hair. In episode 8, Luann once again offers her opinion on a mechanical problem in a car engine, but nobody seems to pay her any heed. Throughout the series, Luann seems to struggle with the career path she's chosen. She goes to beauty school for a bit before dropping out and going to college, before dropping out and getting her certificate to practice. She gets a job at a salon before quitting and finally getting a job working for Hank's insane barber Jack. With all the bumps in the road to her finally reaching her goal, I sometimes wonder if cutting hair for a living was really the right career for Luann. I'm not saying if you run into any difficulty at all that you should quit and find something easier, because chances are you will find hardships in anything you do. But Luann does seem to have a natural gift for mechanics, as seen in the first and fourth episodes, which makes me wonder why this was never explored as a possibility for her to pursue. This would have been great, not just because Luann shows natural aptitude toward this line of work, but it would have provided amazing conflict, at least for an episode, between her and Hank. Hank, we love him, but he seems to value very outdated gender roles. There are countless episodes where Bobby wants to do something, and Hank opposes this because it doesn't fit with what he feels a boy of Bobby's age should do. Soccer? No, that was invented by European ladies to keep themselves busy while their husbands cook. This is a funny line, which is almost certainly not true, but the fact that Hank seems to believe it, and feels like for that reason Bobby shouldn't do it, encapsulates Hank's relationship with Bobby throughout the series. So it's shocking to me we didn't get at least one episode like this between Luann and Hank. There are plenty of episodes with conflict between these two driving the episode. Hank trying to get Luann to move back into her trailer, Hank trying to set her up with the wrong guy at least twice, Luann wanting Hank to go to her puppet show instead of watching the Super Bowl, but I'm not sure if they ever leaned into Hank's ideas on gender in regards to Luann. You could have easily done an episode where Luann wants to become a mechanic, Hank doesn't think that's a good idea, Luann goes for it anyway, the other guys laugh at Hank, Hank eventually realizes he was wrong, but maybe by then Luann realizes she doesn't want to do this for a living and would rather go back to trying to become a hairdresser, but she can keep the automotive repair in her pocket just in case. This would have given her a little more agency in what she wants to do, since nobody seems to take her mechanical knowledge seriously, and it just about writes itself with what we know of Hank from other episodes. I won't say the show shying away from this aspect of her character was a deal breaker. I still like Luann, and I like the show, but I do think it's a missed opportunity that could have been interesting to see explored a little, but maybe that's just me.